Hi, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're about ready to take a balloon animal safari. And the first animal we're going to create today is a bear, so just bear with me. Now, balloons are a lot of fun, and they're very easy to make, and we're going to show you how to do this step by step. And again, the first animal we're going to make is a teddy bear. Now, you select the color. In this case, I'm going to use red. Now, you blow up the balloon. First, you stretch the balloon a little, and then you put air into it. You put air into your cheeks, and then you use your diaphragm to push the air into the rest of the balloon. In all the balloons, a certain amount of room is left at the end. In this case, we're going to leave about 4 inches of room so we can push the air to the end of the balloon. We also let a little air out of the balloon, and that makes the walls of the balloon more flexible. We now tie a knot in the balloon. To tie a knot, you pull the balloon, you twist it around your finger, and you grab the nozzle. As you pull your finger through, the nozzle comes with it. Now, for the teddy bear, we're going to establish about a 4-inch nose. Then we're going to make a cheek, which is about 1 1/4 inches. We'll then make an ear twist, which is about 3/4 of an inch. The forehead is about 2 inches. The other ear is about 3/4 of an inch. And then the cheek again is about 1 to 1 1/4 inches. We'll now twist this together to create the head. So you can see the shape of the teddy bear. What I have just done is called an ear twist, and we have created one of the ears. That is the other ear. You notice I leave them on the side so it's more flexibility as we push the nose through. We'll now push the nose through, and we will twist the ears so we can secure the nose in the center. You straighten out the head of the teddy bear. Now with a teddy bear, you just have to bear with me. It doesn't take an unbearably long period of time, and it should bear a resemblance to a teddy bear. We now create the neck. The neck is about 1 inch long, and now we're going to create the 2 arms. And now we'll create the other arm. Again, you straighten out the teddy bear so you can see the features. We're going to create the belly. And now we create the legs of the teddy bear. We have a cute little teddy bear tail. And that bear is just really cute. To complete the teddy bear, we're going to make a face. I put eyes on the teddy bear, a cute smile like you have on your face right now, a little nose, and to complete it, we put a little heart. Thanks for bearing with me on that one. It didn't take an unbearably long period of time, and hopefully, when you're done, it'll also bear a resemblance to a teddy bear. We're going to show you how to do the bear parts on this bear in a minute, but before I do that, a good idea would be to reach out and get a coin and take the coin and place it between the legs of the bear or any of the other animals that we're going to make. It gives the balloon weight, and therefore when you actually place it down, it'll actually stay where you place it. They are cute bears, aren't they? Now we're going to make the bear parts of the balloon. The first thing you'd have to do, of course, is blow up the balloon. To do that, you grab the middle of the balloon and you stretch it. That helps break the wall of the balloon so you can push air in easier. Another thing is to take some air into your cheeks, and then after you get a little bubble, use the diaphragm just below your stomach to push the rest of the air into the balloon. A little bubble. For each animal, we have to leave a certain amount of air out of the end of the balloon. In this case, we've left about 3 inches without air. We also let a little of the air out of the balloon so the walls are more flexible. Then you tie off the end of the balloon by twisting the balloon around your finger, putting the nozzle on the outside. As you extract your finger, you pull the nozzle end through the loop that you've just created. That seals off the end of the balloon. We're now going to make the parts of the teddy bear. So all you have to do is think of the parts as we go through it. The first part we're going to create is the nose, which is about 3 inches long. Measure about 3 inches and twist the balloon. Now you'll notice as we twist the balloon, we always go in the same direction. I twist the balloon in a clockwise direction. You can decide any direction you would like. You go around about 1.5 times. Now we create the first cheek, and the cheek is approximately 1.25 inches. We'll now create the first ear, which is about 1 inch. Now we'll do the forehead, which is about 3 inches. The next ear, which is 3/4 inch. And now we'll create the last cheek, which again is just a little over 1 inch. Proportions are important, so you can notice that the relative proportions are very close. We'll now twist just below the 2 cheeks. As I go through the balloon, I straighten it out to make sure we have our relative proportions. We now do what's called an ear twist. We pull the end of the ear out, and we'll make sure that it does not scrape against the balloon as we actually create a circle. Again, I'm going to go clockwise. We leave the ears horizontal so there will be more room when we push the nose through the face. Now I will push the nose through the balloon. We have now created the head of the teddy bear. Now we create the neck. The neck is approximately a 3-inch size balloon, the same size as the ears, and then we're going to create the 2 arms on either side of the neck. The arms are created by what we call an alligator twist, and I'll show you how that works. We create the neck. Again, first we go clockwise. Now the alligator twist for each arm. That's one. That's the other. And again, we straighten it out so you can see that we have a bear appearing for us. I hope these jokes aren't unbearable. Now we're going to create the belly, and then we will create the legs of the bear, which will look identical to the arms. And certainly that should bear a strong resemblance to a cute teddy bear. I always draw on my balloon animals with a magic marker. I will now create a face on the teddy bear. First I make an eye, then I'll make another eye, and then I make a cute smile, just like you have, and a nose, and I complete the teddy bear with a nice little heart. Again, when I create the animals, I like to put a little weight in the animal. In this case, I'm going to put a penny in one of the legs. Now, just by putting a penny in the leg, it gives it enough weight so it will actually be able to sit and bear its position anywhere you place it. And that is how we make this very cute teddy bear. For our next animal, we're going to create a dog on our balloon animal safari. Not just any dog, but this is a dachshund. And not just any dachshund, but we're going to put a ball in the center of the balloon that's going to roll back and forth to really create a lot of fun. In this case, we're going to use a balloon that is translucent so you can see through it. All the colors are different, and they have different transparencies. In this case, we're going to use a blue. Again, you have to blow up the balloon. Take some air into your cheeks, and then put a little bubble in the balloon, and then use your diaphragm to push the air into the rest of the balloon. Stretching the balloon out helps break the walls of the balloon and give you a little advantage. Again, for every balloon, you have to leave a certain amount of air at the end of the balloon, so as you twist it, you can push the air towards the end. In this case, we're only going to leave about 1.5 inches of air, because after the first part, we want to be able to make the ball. You tie off the balloon, again pulling the nozzle through as you extract your finger. Now, for our dachshund, we're going to first create the cheek. The cheek is approximately 1.5 inches long. We create the ears, which are also 1.5 inches long each. Now we're going to twist the ears together at their base. Straighten out the nose, and we have the face of the dachshund. Now we'll create a neck and then the front legs. The neck is about 3/4 of an inch, and the legs are the same size as the ears. Now we have the front part of the dachshund with a long back part, as you would expect. You'll notice that the air has been pushed all the way to the end of the balloon. And that's good in this case, because now we're going to create a little bubble. We take this and do about a 1/2 inch bubble. We'll twist it around about 4 times, so we've actually created a twist in the balloon. Now we're going to push that bubble inside the balloon. We create a tunnel with our hand, and we push the bubble inside the tunnel in our hand. Now, an important thing is to push the ball in far enough. So we'll push it in a little bit farther so you can see that it's actually inside the balloon. To separate the bubble from your finger, you grab between the finger and the bubble, and you rip your finger out of the balloon. Now you'll notice that the bubble is actually separated from the finger, and it can roll freely, while your finger is inside the balloon with a little end just showing. As you extract your finger from the balloon, we're going to grab the end and hold it so not too much air leaves. Now again, you want to let a little air out, so as you twist the remainder of the balloon, there will be some place for the air to push at the end. You tie it off, as we did before. As you pull your finger through, you pull the end of the balloon, securing the end of the balloon. And now you can enjoy the ball rolling back and forth. You move in about 6 inches, and you create your 2 back feet. You have a little tail at the end, and you can roll the ball back and forth. A good joke with this one is, that's what happens if you don't chew your food. Of course, for adult shows, I have a different story. Again, I suggest that you paint a face on all the balloons. We use a magic marker for our balloon animal safari. I'm going to create an eye, then another eye, a smile, and a nose. Again, another key is to take a weight, in this case a penny, place it between the legs so it'll give it weight. And therefore, when we do, of course, it'll stand for you. Now let me show you how we make the dachshund. Again, we have to blow up the balloon. To blow up the balloon, we stretch it from the middle, and then we put a little bubble at the end of it, forcing the rest of the air through with our diaphragm. We leave some air at the balloon, at the end of the balloon. In this case, we leave approximately 1.5 inches, 2 inches. We let a little air out to increase our flexibility, and we tie it off, pulling the nozzle end through with our finger. We're going to create first the face. The face is created by 3 1¼ inch bubbles. We have 3 1¼ inch bubbles. Now we twist 2 of them together at their base, creating the 2 ears and the nose. We straighten it out, and we have the head of the dachshund. Now we create the neck, which is about 3/4 inch, and then the legs, which are the same size as the ears. Again, we twist them together at the base. We'll straighten it out, and we have the front part of our animal. Now we're going to create the ball inside the balloon. We create about a 3/4 inch ball at the end, twisting it about 4 times. You'll notice we have the twist. We now create a tunnel with our left hand and push the ball inside the tunnel in the balloon. Our finger is partially inside there. We push it further. Now you can see the finger is extended fully inside the balloon. We now grab between the ball and the finger and then rip the finger away from the ball, holding the ball securely. You'll notice now the ball is free and can float, but the finger is still inside the balloon with the end unprotected. We pull the finger out, and we grab the end of the balloon so only a small amount of air escapes. We let out a little bit more air, because again we have to push some of the air in the balloon towards the end, and we tie it off as before. Now we're going to create the back, 2 feet, and the tail. We've now created our dachshund, and the ball can roll free in its stomach. Again, we take a coin and put it between the legs to give it weight. And we always draw on the face of the balloon to give its character. In this case, I will create 2 eyes, a cute smile just like you have, a nose, and we've created our dachshund. Thank you. Further along on our balloon animal safari, we encounter a snake, and that's what we're going to create for you right now. With a snake, the first thing you must do is blow up the entire balloon and then let all the air out. It's a good trick because it makes the second half a lot easier. When I let the air out of the balloon, I often touch my nose. It creates a sound, and very often the kids are distracted and look at your nose and wonder how that was created. I'll do it for you. A couple times like that, You have the kids really laughing. Now you let the rest of the air out of the balloon. This breaks the wall of the balloon and makes it a lot easier to blow up in the second half. Now we're going to twist the snake around our hand. You do this 3 times. That's once, that's twice, that's the 3rd time. We have the nozzle of the snake, and now I'm going to put air in. Because the air is warm, and because the balloon is already broken, it will retain its shape as we blow it up. I tie off the balloon, and we have our coiled snake. Now again, you make a face. If it's a rattlesnake, you'd put a few dots on the end. And if you encounter this one in the jungle, if you have a sharp object, you're safe. We're going to show you how to make the parts. The snake is made first by inflating the entire balloon. Letting all the air out, so you break the walls of the balloon. Now you twist the balloon around your fingers. You hold the end and you twist 3 times. That's once, that's twice, that's the 3rd time. Making sure that the balloon is straight. Now we're going to force air into the balloon, and because the walls are already broken and because our air is warm, the snake will retain its shape. Now all you have to do is tie off the end of the balloon, pulling the nozzle through with your finger, and you've created a cobra snake. Again, we make a face on the balloon. You know what the snake said when it put its body on the railroad track? It won't be long now. And this is the snake that we've created for our balloon animal safari. This hat is really cute because it has the little bubbles on the top that move around. Now let me show you how to make this hat. It's very simple, and it just takes 3 balloons. In this case, we'll just grab 3 balloons. Now, you blow up the balloons, leaving about 3 inches at the end of each balloon. Tying each one off. That's 1. That's 2. I know this seems very patriotic. We are using red, white, and blue. Again, you leave about 3 inches at the end of each one of the balloons. You tie them off. Now, again, the hat is very fast to make. We're going to bring all the balloons and make them even at the top. You go down about 2 inches and you twist the 3 balloons together. Now, you go to the other end of the balloon and you look at the person who's going to wear the hat. In this case, we're going to leave about 7 inches. Because it's going to fit on my head. I twist the balloon, I put it at a right angle, and I grab the next balloon, looking for the approximate spot on the next balloon, which is about 7 inches in. I twist it, and then I twist the end in the crease of that balloon. That'll hold it. I then bend that balloon at another 90-degree angle. I look for the 3rd balloon, about 7 inches in. I twist it. I take the nozzle of the 2nd balloon and twist that in the crease. That secures it. I take the last balloon and twist the nozzle in the crease of the 1st balloon. And we've created our balloon hat. Now, to make it fun, we put little balls on the end of it. We create a tunnel with our hand and put the balloon in the tunnel. you squeeze the base of the balloon, which pushes the air through the balloon, but doesn't permit it to go to anywhere but the end. So you create the end of the balloon. We'll do it again. Again, you create a tunnel, you put the balloon in the tunnel, and then you squeeze. I'll do the last one. You create a tunnel, you put the balloon in the tunnel, and you squeeze the base of the balloon. You have 3 cute bubbles, and if you wear this in the jungle, they'll know exactly where you are. As we go through our balloon safari, we might need protection. So let's create a balloon sword. A sword is fairly easy to make, and all it takes is a Z-twist and twisting that together to create the handle on the sword. We blow up our balloon, leaving approximately a ½ inch to an inch at the end of the balloon. We tie it off. Now we create a Z. Twisting the Z together in the middle and straightening it out, we have the handle of our sword. Straightening out the whole sword, we have our full sword, and this should be all the protection that you'll need as you go through our balloon safari. But before we end, I'd like to talk to my rabbit. I've had my rabbit sitting over here, and let me just say that this rabbit does a lot of magic itself. Watch. And thank you very much for going through the balloon safari with us. We've really enjoyed this, and I hope we'll see you for another adventure as we travel through the balloon animal safari. An excellent book on balloons is Levin's 11 Balloon Menagerie, which includes many of the balloon animals that we have here today. One portion, of course, is called Helpful Hints. It talks about using the size of the balloons. Always use fresh balloons. When you do balloons, use eye protective wear. Never blow up a balloon in anybody's face or put a blown-up balloon in anybody's face. Always consider the age of a child before you give a balloon animal to anybody. Always start a balloon by using your cheeks. Release a little air out of the balloon so it's easier to twist. Use a color that's appropriate for the animal that you're using, and then draw on the face of the balloon to get the character. But remember, safety is always very important. Never give balloons to young children, and never blow up a balloon in anybody else's face. Enjoy the balloons that we've made for you today. If you're interested in getting a copy of Levin's 11 Balloon Menagerie, you can write to Richard Levin, P.O. Box 5491, Eugene, Oregon 97405. And thank you very much as you're going through our balloon animal safari.